Black Hills National Forest of western South Dakota and northeastern Wyoming consists of 1.2 million acres of forested hills and towering mountains. It gets its name from the pine-covered hills that rise several thousand feet above the surrounding prairie, giving the hills the black appearance to the enjoying eye. It has a diversity of wildlife, fish, and recreational activities. Along with an abundance of natural resources, including water production, timber, and minerals such as quartz, copper, silver, lead, and uranium. And of course, just as the miners of Dahlonega, Georgia and Sutter's Mill, California discovered, there's gold in them there hills. These precious commodities have made it a national treasure since it's being declared a national park by President Grover Cleveland in 1897. But there's one attraction in the park that has brought it to worldwide fame. It's the colossal sculpture carved into the granite face of Mount Rushmore that has made the park world famous. Now, seeking to attract tourism to the Black Hills in the early 1920s, South Dakota's state historian, Dwayne Robinson, not a distant relative, at least that I'm aware of anyway, came up with the idea to sculpture the shape of historic heroes on the mountain's face. And then in August of 1924, after the original sculptor was unavailable, Robinson contacted Gustav Borgelum, an American sculptor of Danish descent, who was busy at that time carving the image of Robert E. Lee into the face of Georgia's famed Stone Mountain. Robinson convinced Borgelum to leave the Georgia sculpture and to join his efforts in South Dakota. Now, the project took almost 15 years, from 1927 to 1941, and features 4 60-foot tall sculptured heads of 4 United States presidents: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Each president was originally to be depicted from the head to the waist, but lack of funding forced construction to end. It's by grouping these 4 faces together that we learn the story of a vision, a purpose, struggle, and success that is America. You know, the Bible also often groups men and women together based on some common experience or relationship. It contains countless records of God's provision as His followers struggle to find purpose and success. Take, for instance, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Just the mention of their names rekindles the fire of the story in Daniel chapter 3. And then there's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all the struggle that led to the birth of the nation of Israel. And then, of course, in the New Testament, there's Peter, James, and John. And as often as not, when you read about one of them, the other 2 aren't far behind. And then there's Noah, Daniel, and Job. Whoa, wait a minute. I know that's what you're saying. Noah, Daniel, and Job? Oh, what do you mean? How are they connected together? What do they have in common? Well, I want to tell you, a lot more than you think. That's actually what the pastor's message is about this week. Why these 3 men? These 3 men, their lives, their struggles, and their successes have a special message for us today. And oh, by the way, the Bible does put these 3 men together in a story. And this week, Pastor Shelton will tell us that story as we study why these 3 men. Please plan on joining us in our sanctuary this Sabbath for Pastor Shelton's message, Why These 3 Men. But if you can't do that, visit with us on Facebook or YouTube. And until then, have a blessed week.